Well, look, I mean, heck of a football game. Really, with the exception of Pringle, who hurt his left ankle. So besides that, I really don't have anything for you. And he came back in, so for a period of time.
It's a young team, and you just remind them, hey, listen, 60 minutes for the world champ, a really good football team. The only loss they had coming in tonight was us.
Okay, are we good? I'm proud of our football team and the job that they did, reaching down when needed, and against a good football team. Listen, John and Mike have done a great job of putting this crew together here with the change of coming to Vegas. They got this beautiful facility, and I think it's just good. It's good for the National Football League. It's the rivalry between the Raiders and the Chiefs, I think, is a great thing for football, and it's great to be a part of it. And I know that team's well coached, and I know they've got good players. And so I look forward to more future challenges like the one that they presented here the last couple times we played them. Anyways, with that, time's yours.
Go first to Sam Mellinger. Go ahead, Sam.
Hey, Andy. I'm going to ask you about the defense. Is there a common denominator tonight in kind of the problems that unit had? You only got 2 stops on that side of the ball.
Yeah, so, I mean, listen, they're talented, and you got to be able to get pressure on the quarterback, all those things and tighten things up on the back end. But they're talented. I mean, they've got a good offense, and so you're going to give up some yards. And the important thing is that you hang with it in games like this, and you bear down the best you can as time goes on. So I mean, that's what we did, and it was a pretty equally matched game, back and forth. On the defense, they bared down when needed most, and that was important.
Let's go next to Herbie Teope. Go ahead, Herbie.
Hey, Coach, sticking with the defensive theme, it seemed like Juan Thornhill seemed like he was maybe rotated in. Was he hurt early in the game, or was that part of the plan?
No, that was part of the plan, Herbie. He's a situational guy right now, and we're just kind of bringing him back slowly. So that's what we're doing.
Let's go next to Adam Teicher. Go ahead, Adam.
Hey, Andy, can you take us through the last touchdown drive? What you guys, obviously you're trying to score a touchdown, but getting that completion on first down, was that kind of the key to getting the ball rolling there?
Yeah, you always want to try to do that. If you're going to throw the ball, you want to try to get yards on your first play and make it a positive play, and we were able to do that. We had a little bit of field there that we had to drive to get ourselves in position. And then, listen, the guys had to reach down and gut it up a little bit. The receivers, tight end, so on. I mean, they put a lot of mileage in before they got to that spot and in the game, and they were able to reach deep and even take it a little bit deeper. We knew points were important. I mean, a field goal ties it up, so any form we knew where it was important. So, but you want to score a touchdown if you can, and so we were able to do that. I thought the coaches did a nice job, EB and Mike Kafka and Joe Blameyer of orchestrating that and working plays. We all have our different things that we're in charge of, and those guys bared down and really brought up some good things there.
Next to Nate Taylor. Go ahead, Nate.
Hey, Andy, wanted to ask you about the drive as well to end the game. So much of a fourth quarter drive comes down to the quarterback knowing every scenario, every variable. Just where do you think Patrick has improved when knowing that he only has 143 and a timeout to work with and are able to still get a touchdown?
Listen, I'd take him over everybody, and I'm lucky to have him. So as we are as a football team, as we are as a city, and I know we're all proud of him and the way he goes about his business. So and when you're behind, he can make things happen. And he's got great vision. He's got guys that believe in him, around him, and work like crazy to get themselves open. And again, this is against a good football team. So our guys, like I said, I mean, I'm proud of the way they handled this. This thing could have easily gone the other way, and it didn't. and just because they bear down.
Let's go next to Aaron Ladd. Go ahead, Aaron.
Coach, on the Raiders' last drive before Jason Witten's penalty, I'm curious what your philosophy is on letting teams score and looking at the time and that sort of thing. Was there any thought to letting them score or playing that out?
I've got Pat Mahomes, so I know you give me a minute and a half, and I'm pretty good right there, So we can roll. But I mean, there's a time and a place for that. That wasn't the situation for it, but I thought we had plenty of time. Now if we didn't have enough time, I'd be sitting here probably telling you something different. But I thought we had enough time to get rolling.
Got time for a couple more. We'll go Sam and then Pete. Go ahead, Sam.
Hey, Andy. Wanted to ask you a couple quick things. Travis has touched the play the game. Is that the way you expected that play to open up? Was that the number one option on that play?
Okay, so I think this is what you said. You're cutting out just a little bit. So was Travis the number one option on the play? Tyreek was the number one option, and then back to Trav. So it's kind of depending on what they did and how they pushed. Then it came back to Trav.
Let's go last to Pete Sweeney. Good, Pete.
Hey, Coach, congratulations on the win and the game plan. And just want to go back to your timeout with 1:53 left. How comfortable do you feel, even in that situation, which is dire, given the fact that you're going to be going to Patrick Mahomes and the offense that you've built when you have one and change to go?
Yeah, I mean, I was okay with that. The timeout I used was not because of a time issue on the clock or anything. We were tired. And so sometimes you use those things that you bank these so that you can use them when needed. If the guys are gassed a little bit, we still had plays in our hurry up that we could use, but let's get a good play. Let's give our guys a blow, and then we roll from there. Okay.
Coach, we appreciate the time. Thank you.
Thank you. Yep.
right, guys. We got Clyde coming up next. Hey, Clyde, you ready for us?
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll start first with Harold Kuntz. Go ahead, Harold.
Hey, Clyde, congratulations on the win. I got to ask you about that final drive, too, watching Patrick Mahomes work. Just kind of your overall thoughts watching a maestro at his perfecting his craft, really.
Man, the only thing that I said to Dorian Thompson the whole time they was going down that drive was, man, we have Patrick Mahomes. I'm not worried about anything. So, I mean, that goes to show you just the confidence. I mean, just knowing, you know, the guys we have on the field, just knowing the game plan, knowing the things that we're going to call and execute is going to ultimately win the game for us in that time. So it was great seeing it from the side.
Let's go next to Pete Sweeney. Go ahead, Pete.
Clyde, congratulations on the win. This is the most comfortable and smooth that you looked probably since Buffalo. Just what went into and you working so well like that?
You know, just me ultimately just telling myself just to play my game and be myself. And, you know, we talked about it last interview, just some of the things that I needed to do that I felt that I needed to work on. And composure was kind of one of them, just, you know, on the outside, just showing that, man, this is where you need to be and play like it. So if you've seen it, I feel like everybody else seen it. If I felt comfortable out there, so I feel like I did my job.
Let's go next to Nate Taylor. Go ahead, Nate.
Hey, Clyde, I know we talked to you a little bit ago about Reid is you being a part of it now in your first year. Can you explain just what the energy was and sort of the contentiousness between both teams and what the energy was like, particularly late in the fourth quarter?
From the beginning, man, the energy was. I can just say you pretty much can cut the tension in the air. You know, some of the leaders on our team, Trav, Pat, you know, Fish, just being vocal and just letting us know, man, this is why we do it. This is just that feeling that you get on that sideline. It's really hard to explain, but if you could put on that helmet and put on that jersey and then just understand that, you know, those people on the other sideline, you know, they want to embarrass you and they want to do things to embarrass your team, and you need to be able to defend you and your brothers, and that's just how we look at it, and that's how we go out and play.
Go next to Matt Derrick. Go ahead, Matt.
Hey, Clyde, I think I counted 26 touches altogether out of the running back group tonight. Was there more of an effort this week with the, you know, in the game plan, putting it together? Do you say that you want to be able to establish the run and get some things done? And did you need a game like this to just really, you know, give the group some confidence going forward?
We knew we needed to, you know, get the ball in the running back room just to kind of throw everything off. Being able to distribute the ball is the reason why we are the Chiefs. You know, we can run the ball, we can pass the ball, we can do anything that we want with the ball on the offense. So being able to have that as a luxury, being able to run the ball at will and being able to pass the ball whenever we need to keeps the defense guessing. So I would say, yeah, we felt like we needed a game like this to come. But, you know, and it's all of it is just based off the game plan and how things are going on the field.
Clyde, we appreciate the time. Thanks for joining us.
I appreciate it.
All right, guys. Looks like we've got Travis Kelce coming our way next. Hey, Trav, you ready for us?
Ready.
All right, we'll start first with Pete Sweeney. Go ahead, Pete.
Hey, Travis, congratulations on the win. Just generally speaking, how much fun is it to play with Patrick Mahomes, and especially in a game like this?
Oh, man. Well, you know, you're always in it, and that's the biggest thing is that, you know, you can go out there and create energy, you know, with a purpose, knowing that Coach Reid and the offensive staff are gonna put you in a good position, and sure enough, 1-5 is always ready for the moment. So you just got to make sure that you're staying true to the scheme and staying disciplined within the scheme, not trying to do too much, like I did the last time playing the Raiders, and it hurt us. And this time, just kind of staying on track with who we are, knowing that who we are is good enough. It showed out there today.
Go next to Vahe Gregorian. Go ahead, Vahe.
Hey, Travis, can you tell us what you said to Andy after the touchdown? I think you went over and rubbed his shoulders and maybe suggested he put you in the right place.
Well, everybody kind of gets a little tense in those moments, right? So, just gotta loosen the guy up a little bit. We're always talking about fire up, man, get ready. And it seemed right then and there that we had it in the bag. So it's just having fun with the big guy, knowing that we all, it was a team win. We all accounted for this one.
Next is Steve Walls. Good, Steve.
Hey, Trev. This Raiders team isn't the same team that we've seen over the past few years. Talk about what makes this team, so difficult to play besides the fact they are your rival.
To be honest, man, they're this is the best Raiders team that I've played since I've been in the league. Very well coached. They got a whole lot of great players over there, and they play well together. Meaning offensive, defensive, and special teams. They're all coming together and they're all playing their tail off. And we knew it was going to be a fight coming into it. And I'm just proud of the guys in the locker room that were in white today, and we came away with a very hard-fought win out here in Las Vegas.
If we've got 4 left, we'll go right down the line, starting with Harold. Go ahead, Harold.
Travis, congratulations on the win. You discussed Mahomes at the end there, but just throughout the game, how frustrating was it seeing how back and forth it was going? And did you feel any pressure? Just, okay, we have to score on this. I know you want to score at every drive, but you felt like you had to score on each drive because you knew the Raiders were having success offensively too.
We know what we're capable of, and we have the ultimate firepower on offense. And scoring every drive is a mission. It's the expectations that we set for ourselves. So you can't get frustrated in them. I mean, that's a good football team. So you gotta be able to battle through the ups and downs of a football game, knowing that it's 60 minutes and it might take you all the way down to the last minute to find a win, and that's what happened today.
It's Nate Taylor. Go ahead, Nate.
Hey, Travis, I know you mentioned before how playing quarterback allows you to see the coverage yourself. Can you take us through what the coverage the Raiders were showing you on that last drive and why you were able to get open for those 2 big receptions, including the touchdown?
I'm not going to lie. I kind of got tricked on it because I thought it was a middle field open look. And when I got through second level, which is the linebackers, once I got through the second level, I felt an opening on the opposite hash. And I mean, might as well go where the void is. I feel like I see and I feel what Patrick sees back there in the pocket sometimes. And sure enough, I mean, it was right on the money.
Go next to Adam Teicher. Go ahead, Adam.
Hey, Travis, can you take us through that final drive? I think you only got to third down 1 time and only second down only twice. Did that thing go, other than maybe the play you just talked about, did that thing go about the way you planned it?
I mean, I feel like they had been playing pretty similar defense the entire game. And I mean, over the course of 3 or 4 quarters, I feel like we pretty much had a good grasp on how to attack it. But at the end of the day, we got 1-5 back there making plays. It's he kind of turns it up, and then when it really matters the most, and he was out there showing out tonight.
The last to Matt Derrick. Good, Matt.
Hey, Travis, you were now 1 of 2 in your career passing. What can you tell us about that play and the throw to Pringle? What's that play called, and how long you guys been working on that?
It went in, I think, on Thursday or Friday. It's called Slot Machine Right. And, I was hoping that we would have hit all 7s on that son of a buck, man. But Pring was out there just trying to make a play. And sure enough, we got some positive yards, which is the best.
Travis, we appreciate your time. Thanks for joining us.
All right, guys.
We got Patrick Mahomes coming up next.
Say it right back?
Yeah, it was. Got a camera, huh? Getting a little big time here.
Hey, Patrick, are you ready for us?
I'm ready to go.
All right, we'll get started with Adam Teicher. Go ahead, Adam.
Hey, Patrick, can you take us through that final drive? You got to third down, I think, once, and a second down only twice. Did that pretty much go the way you guys planned it? And Brad, I'll have one quick follow-up.
Yeah, I mean, the guys executed well. We were able to make plays happen. The only time that we didn't make a play is when I didn't pick up a protection when they brought a little fire zone pressure. And so that's a good football team, and I think guys just stepped up whenever their number was called and made plays.
And also, I mean, obviously you're thinking touchdown there the whole time, but does that take a little pressure off you when you get into field goal range? When you're down 3, knowing that you have at least that in your back pocket, you don't have to force anything at that point?
I think there's steps. I mean, the first step is trying to get in the field goal range. I mean, knowing that's 3-point game, you want to make sure that you're executing the offense, moving the ball down the field, and giving Harrison a chance to tie the game. And then once we got in the field goal range, we still had time left. I knew that I was going to hope that we had a couple shots at the end zone, and we were able to find Kelsey on that last one, and he made a big play.
Next is Sam McDowell. Go ahead, Sam.
Hey, Patrick, I'm just wondering, when you see that the Raiders score the go-ahead touchdown, what's kind of the first thing that enters your mind? I mean, I know what the objective is there, but what are you thinking at that point?
That we're going to score. I just didn't know if it was going to be overtime or we were going to win it.
Go next to Pete Sweeney. Go ahead, Pete.
Hey, Patrick, congratulations on the win. Beginning of last year, we had kind of joked about like Nicole and not running and you being out of structure. And it sort of seems like since that moment, the entire team has adapted to you and the different things that you can do that are out of structure. Just how has that happened over the course of time, and how does it help you guys in moments like this, especially when Kelsey's adjusting to sort of where he thinks you're going with football?
Yeah, I mean, it's big time. I mean, to be able to execute the first play and then they talk about being able to execute the second play as well. I mean, guys, when I scramble, they get to their landmarks, they get in my vision, and I try to give them chances to make plays. And it's a huge part of our offense, and it's something that we work on in the offseason. And I think we've built chemistry with bringing the same guys back year in and year out, and Beats does a good job of that, and so that we know where each other is on that football field.
Go next to Herbie. Go ahead, Herbie.
Hey, Patrick, Travis tells us his play was called slot machine right, and as a guy who's mastered the underhand throw, how would you evaluate Kelsey's execution of that play?
I thought he did a good job. I mean, he was able to sell it, get the underhand throw and that inside shoulder and give Pringle a chance. We actually had it designed to be a little tighter, and so I think if we'd have been able to get it a little tighter, we'd have got that touchdown. But it was sweet. I was even open a little bit in the flats if he wanted to sling it out there as well.
Go next to Vahe Gregorian. Go ahead, Vahe.
Hey, Patrick, I'm sorry if you answered this. I had something else in my ear, but I wonder if you could just try to describe your relationship with with Travis, the way that you guys seem to just have an intuitive knowledge of each other in these key moments. I know you've described it many times, but it seems like there's something really special there.
Yeah, I think he has a great understanding of not only zone and man coverages and how to get himself open, but how to be on the quarterback's timing. And I think that comes from him playing the quarterback position and him having the years and the experience. And I think you're starting to see that with guys like Tyreek as well. And so if we can just keep evolving and keep getting better and better year in and year out and game by game, we'll be a hard offense to stop.
Go next to Aaron Ladd. Go ahead, Aaron.
Hey, Mike told us he felt a little more tension in the stadium this week. Be honest. I mean, you had to get this one. You wanted to beat your rival. Was there a little extra juice this week?
Yeah, I mean, there was no doubt we wanted to win. I think the guys came to play. And, I mean, like I said, that's a great football team. Teams beat a lot of good football teams, including ourselves. And we needed everything we had to win this football game. And we have a great football team coming up this next week. So we're excited for the challenge this next week and moving on to that one.
Got time for a couple more. We'll go Darren and then Nate. Go ahead, Darren.
Hey, Patrick, a couple of things. What was there some miscommunication between you and DeMarcus towards the end of the half where you had your interception? Because I know you all didn't cover the spread tonight for someone who worried about that. And then also, you know, more seriousness, you all had 10 penalties tonight for 89 yards, a couple of personal fouls. How do you all clean that up before your next big game next Sunday against Tampa Bay?
Yeah, I mean, first off, the one with D-Rob, it was kind of a miscommunication on mine and his part. We allow a lot of freedom in this offense, and so I was thinking he was going to come back to me, but he felt the pressure of the guy on the outside, and so he brought it back inside. And so we just have to be on the same page, and we can make that completion happen, and we've done it several times before. So that's something that you work on in practice, and obviously didn't want to put that interception at that point when we already had points on the board. And then what's your second question again?
My question was about the penalties. You all had 10 penalties tonight. A couple of them were personal fouls. how do you make sure that you all clean that up so it doesn't cost you, next week's game against the Tampa Bay Bucks?
Yeah, I mean, it's a fine line. I mean, you want guys to play with emotion. You want guys to play hard through the whistle. But at the same time, you can't be getting those penalties in crucial situations. And so I think Coach Reid does a good job of letting guys' personality show, and I think we hold each other accountable. And when guys get unsportsmanlike penalties and whatever that is, they hold themselves accountable, and they know they don't want to hurt the team. And so it's something that I'm gonna let guys be who they are, and they'll hold each other accountable, and we'll hold each other accountable.
Last, Nate Taylor. Go ahead, Nate.
Hey, Patrick, I have two questions as well. My first is, on a last-minute drive like this, do you internally speed up your mind, speed up your clock, or do you try to keep it the same or actually slow it down because you know the action can be so frantic? And then Brad, I'll have a second.
Yeah, I think you just be who you are. I think that's the biggest thing. You just go about the process of moving the ball down the field. You have to know when you can go over the middle and take completions. You have to know when you need to try to get to the sideline. And you have to know when to take your shots and when to take the checkdowns. And so we've been put in these situations before. Coach Reid puts us in these situations at practice so that we're ready to go whenever we're presented them. And so it's a thing where I have the ultimate confidence in this offense that if we have time on that clock, we're going to find a way to score some points.
And lastly, we know it feels good, honestly, when you throw the touchdown to Travis. But can you just take us through what the feeling is when the ball leaves your hand and you know he's that wide open?
Yeah, I mean, it was a play where I was looking at Tyreek, and I was actually, even when I scrambled out to the right, I was going to look back over at Tyreek again, thinking that he might have won against his matchup. And I saw the safety was running at me, like I was going to run the ball, and I saw Travis wide open in the end zone. So I just tried to put it on him as quick as possible because I knew that was the game winner.
Patrick, we appreciate your time. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
All right, guys, that's it for today. We will talk to you guys Wednesday. We'll get you a schedule here early in the week.